Sofi beat the earnings, raised the guidance, and transitioned out of student and personal loans into a true all-in-one fintech bank, and they have a charter. Yet the stock price continues to consolidate, go up and down, but it doesn't seem to hold. What is going on, and is there really going to be an explosion with the Sofi stock anytime soon? Hey guys, Corey here. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to subscribe and tap that bell if you guys are enjoying the content and it's your first time here. And be sure to give me a thumbs up as it greatly helps the channel grow. High five to everyone taking my trades. We're making a lot of juicy premium on HIMS, Palantir, SoFi, SoundHound, Neo, Robinhood. This is just to name a few. We are going to be continuing our journey into growing our wealth together. So if you guys want to get trade alerts, I'm giving trade alerts to the first 100 people that sign up for my newsletter right there on the screen and in the information box below, in addition to the tips, strategies, and news delivered right to your mailbox. Also, I am launching my full Discord and my full course in the next couple of weeks. Going to be somewhere in the next 10 to 14 days. So if you guys want to take advantage of that, there's going to be limited positions available. So if you guys are interested, sign up for the newsletter, respond to the confirmation email that you're interested, or send me a direct email, Corey@investwithcorey.com. There's going to be limited spots available in this course, but for those people that are able to sign up and get into the course, you are going to learn all my tips and strategies that took me from 13,000 to 7 figures in just over 4 years. So today we're talking about Sofi. They beat the earnings, they raised the guidance, they stepped away from personal and student loans, they beat the estimate and raised the guidance. They reported 2 consecutive quarters with year-over-year growth. They raised their annual revenue forecast by $25 million. Their GAAP net guidance raised by $70 million. Their financial services segment is forecasted to grow by 25%, and their tech segment is forecasted to grow by 75%. 2024 is a transitional year for Sofi, as they're no longer focused on lending, but more of the tech and banking aspect. Sofi acquired Galileo and Technisys. They also have a banking charter, which they acquired in 2022. Technisys allows them to leverage their platform to accept ACH and credit card payments, and because they have a charter, they actually are a full all-in-one banking service. Technisys, like I said in previous videos, replaces the legacy banking system, and Sofi is aiming to become the AWS, the web service, fintech bank, similar and comparable to how Amazon is for the retail space. They have long-term contracts that makes them a very stable fintech, and their tech platform grew by 21% year over year. A banking charter that they acquired from Golden Pacific in 2022, when they purchased them and bought them out, allows them to accept deposits from customers. Sofi is not just a third-party software or just a tech platform like GoTo or Dot Bank or Chime. They are a full chartered bank that can take deposits, ACH, credit card, checking, savings, and their year-over-year growth is incredible. In quarter one, Sofi hit $150 million, which is an 86% increase over quarter one 2023. There's a lot of good news here. However, there is some bad news, which is the lending segment of Sofi is heavily struggling due to personal loans that are not being paid. However, they are pivoting in a perfect fashion out of lending to the financial banking aspect, which is much better. Over 16% year-over-year growth in members and deposits. They've also greatly improved their BaaS, banking as a service, which is providing rapid growth for Sofi currently. They also have a higher growth in comparison to traditional banks, which warrants their current stock price and how they're slightly overvalued. Well, technically, I believe that we're baking in all of the premium that they're worth in the near to midterm. I believe Sofi belongs around $8 to $10, and they will achieve that as long as they can meet or beat all earnings estimates this year and improve their revenue, cash flow, and just overall improve as a company and become even more profitable than they already are. 35% of their shares are shorted. This is kind of a problem. At an interest rate of 0.5% means that pretty much everybody's going to want to short them. This is the problem. Turn share lending off. If your brokerage won't allow you to turn share lending off, then you need to find a brokerage that allows you you to do that, then transfer all of your assets from that brokerage to the new one. I know for a fact you can turn share lending off on Webull as well as Robinhood. I don't like Tasty Trade. I know a lot of people use that, but you can't turn share lending off. Let's say 50% of the people that hold shares on SoFi that have lending on, if they turned lending off, that would pretty much eliminate half of the shorting, which would allow the price to go up. SoFi is really on the verge of a breakout, an explosion. It's on the verge. You can tell by the charts, or at least I can. I can see it in the charts. I can see it in the volume, in the awkward dark pool volume, which I have access to. And there's a lot of weird and unusual activity in SoFi, and the stock price tends to move in the opposite direction. There's unusual volumes and calls and puts, and there's shorting going on. Something is going to happen with SoFi. We're also approaching a bearish wedge, which means either a complete plummet or a breakout. And considering the market and its instability right now, a breakout seems pretty much imminent at this point. Let me show you the chart and what I think is going on. We'll go over the financials again. I believe SoFi is going to make a run, and it's going to make one heck of a run real soon. I don't know if it's going to come this week, the next week, the week after. It's hard to tell exactly when. It does look like, however, somewhere between now and the next 30 days, and maybe even sooner, we're going to see some serious activity in SoFi. Here's something that's really worth thinking about. GameStop got hit first, then AMC, yet we're still waiting on SoFi, yet it's right below the both of them, making me think that SoFi is going to get hit real soon. And the crazy part about short squeezes, when the price explodes the way it does because of the price action and how quickly it moves, there's not going to be really any telling when it's going to happen. So if you're not in prior, you're not going to be able to buy in and really make any profits because it can move quick. I just want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm just here to show you guys tips, strategies, fundamentals, technicals, financials, and give you guys general overview of the stock market to understand your trades a little bit better. However, it's ultimately up to you to decide which stocks you want to get into and how much of a position size you want to put into that stock, as it's ultimately your money. Okay, we're looking at SoFi right here, and we can see that we hit a peak right here, double peak, and it resisted and dropped all the way, plummeted, came back down, but I told you guys it would bounce back up, and it did. Came back up, resisted this line, and down again. So we broke through here and gapped, then we filled the gap, then we resisted. So now this line that I drew several weeks ago, we've got one touch, two touch, sort of three, but not really. And there's the third one. So it is really hard to say exactly when SoFi is going to break out. But let me correct this line because it's not quite 100%. And we're going to see exactly what's going on here. There's the top of that line right there. When we look at this downtrend, either the stock is going to consolidate here, it's going to come into this wedge, and it's either going to fall or go up. So somewhere around the end of June, middle to end of June at the latest, but it could happen at any time. If I was to go off of my experience in the market, then I would say that we're realistically looking at a consolidation like this, maybe a little bit more in a downtrend as we get into the beginning of June, and then the buying will start. It'll break through pretty heavily, resist a little bit, come back up just in time for earnings. You see how this is kind of happening? And then it'll resist here and drop back down. That's pretty much what I think is going to happen. Now, it's also very possible that it could kind of come down like this and bounce and then consolidate, then come down again, and then just take a jump, come back down and resist here. But ultimately, if I was to guess, I would say I'm 80 to 90% sure that we're going to end up somewhere in this vicinity, generally speaking. That is the trend I see SoFi going on in the next month and a half to 2 months. And I would say by end of summer, we're probably going to be somewhere in the $8 to $11 range. But realistically, a breakout coming. I see an explosion. I just don't see exactly when, but it does look like soon because we resisted here, 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 and heavily resisted here as we're forced into a triangle wedge pattern. And then the only place left to go is up. Now, it's also very possible that the stock could have a little consolidation and break out like this, and then consolidate and then drop. I would hope not. It'd be nice if it did that and then it found a new home somewhere up here. But there is a good chance it will because Robinhood did. And there's a good chance that the new home is going to be up here. I realistically see that SoFi is going to break out of the downtrend. A lot of bull momentum down here in the RSI. Do you guys see this? Look at this. Look at the bull momentum down here. We got it right there. We got more here. more here. Look at all this bullish momentum. There's a bullish momentum right here, but yet, look, the price is going down, yet the RSI shows buying going up. Look at right here. We're steady, and we're steady here. So with this divergence with right here shows us that every time bulls start buying up, the price is going down, which means there's a lot of bearish momentum, and those are the shares that are shorted. What we need is the movement from GameStop, AMC, as well as Robinhood, and some other stocks in the market. We need them to come over and squeeze this, and they will, because it seems like their mission is to squeeze out all the shorts, and they've done it on multiple stocks. And considering SoFi ranks just behind AMC and GME or GameStop on Wall Street Bets on Reddit, it's only a matter of time before they move all their money over here and short squeeze real hard. All the shorts are going to be squeezed out of this. If you guys don't understand what a short squeeze is, let me go ahead and quickly explain this for you. What happens is you borrow shares as a short, and when you borrow them, you're borrowing and selling right here, and as the price goes down because you sold those shares, the price starts to go down, especially when there's lots of short sellers that are initiating that sale, and the price starts to go down, and it keeps going down, and then eventually they'll buy it back, and the price will start to turn around, and they'll buy it down here. So they sold here, bought here, which means they made a profit. The difference here is 682 to 774. They almost made $1 per share. So a description of a short squeeze: they sell here at 780. The price starts to go down. They're making money, but then everyone starts jumping in to buy. The price starts going up. It goes up, keeps going up. And now we look at this scenario, and everybody who got in here, the price was going down. They sold. They're getting ready to buy it back because they're making profit. But then this big squeeze is coming. That's why they call it a short squeeze, because we're squeezing the shorts out. And when the price comes right back up here, they're now 50 cents per share in the negative. The price will continue to go up, and they're going to all start buying back the shares. And as they're buying back, they start realizing their losses are getting too big, so they'll start buying here. They start buying here as the shorts are being squeezed out. The people that are buying long to make the price go up, the shorts are adding to that fire by buying their shares back at a loss, which fuels that fire, and the price just goes up. And we see something like this. The price went from $21 to $80 in a matter of a day. Look at this candle. We'll go to the 4-hour chart so you guys can truly see it. On one 4-hour candle, the price went from $39 to $80. This is a short squeeze. People started buying. The people that sold here started getting squeezed. They started buying here, which jumped it. More people started buying and getting on. More short sellers started buying back. They're buying back. They're buying back. And then the price ended up all the way up here. And this is what happens during a short squeeze. Now, GameStop's kind of a junky ticker. I would never invest in it. Too volatile, too meme-like. It's not good at all. I would never put any long-term money anywhere near it. Look how the trend goes down. All the short sellers are back in again. Now, not all of them, like maybe a third of them. So you could see that the price started at 20 and we ended up right back at 22. Everyone sold off, so all those shares are still available. This is what you call a meme stock. Like, it goes up and right back to where it started quick. You don't want to be in a stock like pumping. This is a pump and dump is what this is. You don't want to be in that. But this is just an example for you guys to see what's going on. We're at the bottom, I believe, on SoFi. Now is the time to go ahead and sell some puts. We go out here to May 31st, gives us a week and a half. Now is the time to do it. Sell $7 puts. And then I would, you guys can sell 2 or 3 or 4. Like, if you were to sell 4 puts on this and get $8, you make like $32. Juicy Premium, it's $8 per contract. Your break even $6.92. If you guys want to go out a little bit further, you could go out to June 7th and sell some Juicy Premium puts right here. Juicy Premium. Look at this. $14. Sell 4 contracts. Collect $56 for 2 weeks. Nice Juicy Premium there. And the stock price is unlikely to go below 7, so you're just making free money at this point. But if it does, then you're getting the shares pretty cheap, because $14 off 7 is $6.86. You're getting it at a very good price. Then you could just turn around and start selling covered calls. We'll go out to the 31st, which is next week. We'll sell a covered call at $7.50 or $8 right here. Let's say you got in 4 contracts. Covered calls make another $36. If you get out at $7.50, you got in at 7, you get out at $7.50. That's 4 contracts at $50, $200, plus the Juicy Premium of $36. That's $236, plus the puts. So if you sell 4 contracts, get assigned your first week, then sell 4 contracts on covered calls, get assigned your first week, almost a $300 gain or profit on $2,800. That's a 10% return in a week. That's crazy, but it's probably going to take more than a week. That's what I highly recommend doing, is selling some puts to get in, then selling some calls calls, and if you get assigned, you're going to make profit anyway. If not, you can just roll out, up, like I've taught you guys in other videos. But I really believe SoFi is going to short squeeze. It's just hard to tell when, but it looks like the time is ticking right now. Wall Street Bets on Reddit was actually saying something about AMC yesterday. They were running, I guess, another big buy up over there. Price, I'm sure, is going to plummet. However, SoFi is not really a meme stock like GameStop or AMC. It's much more credible and a lot more stable. So I wouldn't expect to see a move on SoFi as great, as AMC or GameStop. However, I could realistically see a run up on SoFi going up into the mid, maybe even high $8 range real shortly here, because they are on Wall Street Bets radar and they're heavily talked about right behind AMC and GameStop. So I believe there is some form of squeeze coming. I believe the stock price is going to explode to some degree. It's hard to tell exactly when. It could be a week, it could be 2, it could be a month. I would say that this is going to happen in the short term at some point. My guess is it's looking like somewhere between now and the end of June, we're going to get a nice push on SoFi before earnings, most likely. And I wouldn't be surprised if this happened any day, because it's due. It's right behind AMC, and AMC jumped the other day. GameStop went crazy right before it. SoFi is the next in line, and they seem to be going in order on Wall Street Bets. First it was GameStop, then AMC, and the next stock is SoFi. It hasn't happened yet. We don't know exactly when or how big the move's going to be. However, it does happen. Don't you want to make sure that you're in and have a decent amount of shares? I know I do, and you might want to start looking into selling some puts and getting into SoFi quickly, because it would be a shame if the move happened and you weren't in. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe, tap the bell if you guys enjoy the content, and give me a thumbs up, as it greatly helps the channel grow. High five to everyone who's made money on my trades. If you guys want to join the newsletter for free tips, strategies, and news to your email, as well as the first 100 people getting trade alerts for free, sign up right now on the screen and below in the information box. Also, my training course and my Discord is on the way. We're only about 10 days out from launch. Very limited spots available. So if you want to learn all my secret tips and strategies that got me from 13,000 to over 7 figures in 4 years, and you guys want to learn those exclusive tips that I have, you might want to sign up to my email list or email me at Corey@investwithcorey.com, because I have a very limited number of slots available, and you don't want to miss your chance to get into my full and exclusive Discord and training course. This way you guys can start becoming profitable and start making serious gains in the market. And don't be sad, guys. I know this video's over. I know you want to keep watching Invest with Corey. You want to learn more tips and tricks. Well, guess what? I've got a video you're going to love. How to go from 5K to 100K. And I chose it just for you. And it's right there. All you got to do is click on it, and I'll see you over there. And remember, guys, let's grow our wealth together. Take care.